Hi friends, you are joined the 11th video of our e-commerce web application video series. In this video, we are going to talk about how the user profile updating process is done. So let's jump into the video and see how it all works. So before we jump into the video and start the implementation part, let's first talk about how this process actually works. Here you can see my user profile page. This is my user profile page. This section shows the user's profile picture, and we have added a button here labeled Update my profile image. Below that, you can see the user's first name, last name and email. These are part of the profile setting. At the top, I have added fields for the first name and last name, and below that there is a fields to enter the mobile number. Next, I have added a password field, but this one is only viewable. You can't edit or reveal that password. It is designed just to display its security. Then we have the email field. Which is also view only, just like the password. Below that, you can see the registration date, which again cannot be edited. After that, there are two fields, address line 1 and address line 2. Next, you will find drop downs to select the province, district and city. I'll show you how these drop down options are connected to my database. Let's go to my database. Here is my database, and this is the district table. As you can see, I have added all the district details here, along with the related data for the other tables as well. Similarly, for the gender, I have also created a separate table in the database. Once the user fills in all these details and click the update button, the information gets updated as shown here. So that's how the user profile updating process works in this project. Now let's move on and see how I have implemented this in the backend using VS Code. VS Code means Visual Studio application. Let's go to my Visual Studio application. So here is my Visual Studio code. Let's open my userprofile.php file. In a previous video, I explained how I designed this page, and here you can see that I have added unique IDs for each element one by one. For example, here is the ID for the profile image, and just like that, I have given IDs for the first name, last name and mobile number fields and so on. Next, when the update button is clicked, I triggered a function. You can see that I have added on click event that calls a JavaScript function named update profile. Now let's move on the JavaScript side. This is my JavaScript file. Here's the function I created when user fills out their information and clicks the update button. All the data is stored inside variables. Then using Ajax with the post method, I send that data to a file called userprofileprocess.php. Let's now take a look at that file. Here is my userprofileprocess.php file. You can see it like this. At the top, I have started session and then I am catching all the incoming data from the Ajax request. I think you know about Ajax request. After that, I have used an update query. So, update query to save the data into my database. This query updates the user table with fields like first name, last name, and mobile number. You can also see a few more queries here. For example, in this query, I am checking whether the user's email already exists in the user hash address table. If it does, then I update the related address, city, and other details for that use. Then I have handled the image part uploading part. Here I use the search query to check if there is already a profile picture linked to that email. If there is, it will update the existing image. If not, it will add the new one. I have also added an else condition to handle cases where the user tries to upload multiple images. In that case, an alert message will appear saying you must select only one image. So that's how I built this process using queries and conditional logic to manage user details and profile picture properly. Now let's take a look at my ER diagram to understand how the database structure is connected. So now we are going to my database. Now we are going to ER diagram. So this is my MySQL workbench. Here is my ER diagram. This is the user table, and in this table I have added fields such as email, first name, last name, password, mobile number, join date, and verification code. I have also added two foreign keys to this table, one for gender ID and another for status ID. The status ID is used to check whether a user is active or inactive. Here you can also see the other relative tables I have created. For example, gender, profile image, and few others. And I have linked them with proper relationship in the diagram. So this is how I have designed my ER diagram to clearly represent how all the user related data is connected in the database. I believe you now have a clear understanding of how I have built the user profile updating process after this explanation. So, thank you for watching my video.